Hey guys, welcome back to Skygrid with Boomer. Sorry we've been away for a while. We've had some things going on. Been debating on a thing I was working to release to you guys, and after about a week of doing it, I looked at it, did not like it at all. And so we decided to toss that script, and unfortunately we've lost the whole week's worth of episodes. We were working on an unlucky block thing that, and I'll talk more about that maybe a little bit later today, maybe not, but the video just didn't come out the way I wanted, and so unfortunately we don't have that video anymore. I've pretty much discarded those. But we are here to talk about what we've been doing for the last 3 days. Is a complete redo of my Skygrid Slimefun factory. You heard that right. Another overhaul of this factory. And you got to be wondering, Boomer, what the heck are you doing? Why are you constantly redoing this? Well, one, I didn't like the layout. It wasn't friendly. It wasn't warm. It wasn't open. It was very compact, very mechanical. It didn't feel good being up on the base. I just felt clustered and claustrophobic, and so we've redone it. And two, other farms and other things were getting in the way of what I wanted to ultimately long-term accomplish. The biggest one that you see is what's behind me. I'm gonna see if can I zoom in on this. Oh, I can zoom on me, that's for sure. Nope, we're not going to be able to do that. So let's turn around, let's change modes. So what this is a complete redesign of my storage facility. I now have 2 cargo networks running simultaneously. Actually, there's 3 simultaneously running side by side while on their own complete networks that do not interfere with each other. One is for the Slimefun dust, which is in the center. So let's head on over here. What we've done is we've removed all the Slimefun sorters and put them in the middle. Now it's the same build as before, the El Mango one, but they are on their own separate network in the middle, and then I've put storage directly above that for the items that I'm going to use to build other items, whether it's raw materials on the left and some on the right, or for the most part manufactured materials on the right. Then the ingot storage has now been made fully automatic coming out of the sorter systems or the smelting systems. And if you look, they're now 2 wide instead of 3. They're being teleported directly from those into those. So the ones that are on this side, the 12 here on the left, automatically go to the ones over there. And the 12 over here automatically go to the ones over here. Now there's 16 ingots, there's only 12 sorters. It's because of the 8 items that go directly from dust to ingots by going into an electric ingot factory. Those are on the other side of this. I do have to bring those over, put them in the chest, and then they will automatically teleport. So for example, lead is being automatically teleported in here. Oh, and I have a problem. Okay, this is what I wanted to see happen. So these lights come on when the 3rd barrel has items in it. As a warning, stop making them, you don't need anymore. The problem is I way overproduced. And now I have 6 full shulkers worth of 3 barrels full of lead. And I have another problem. I have almost another shulkers of lead here. So I'll put that into a shulker box, fill it up, take it out to the shop, and try to sell it as a shulker box. So now I don't need to produce lead anymore. Same thing with aluminum. I have at least 2 full barrels of aluminum ingots. So until that light goes off, I'm not producing anymore. Some of these will be very easy to produce, like copper. You simply put it into an electric ingot factory. Over here, same thing. Zinc and tin are in the same spot as is magnesium. I still need a little bit more silver, but I'm not concerned. You don't use a whole lot of silver. So now again, this has all been compressed. I've put in 2 crafting, advanced crafting setups here with the output chest, the heated pressure chamber, 2 more here. And then as dust empties out, I have to have the shulker boxes go somewhere, so they've been put in here. You're wondering what these lamps are for. When I am actively collecting those particular dust items, it tells me that there's still shulkers in the dispenser. When a light goes off, it tells me the dispenser is out of shulkers. And so right now, that means I am on my last aluminum and my last copper shulker. I do have a few gold left. And so I can see here, that's almost full. That is full. So when this one drops right now, it's going to float. So I need to clear out some copper. So to do that, why did I do that? That won't do that. We'll take this one out of the way. We'll go ahead and pull one out, and then we'll put this back. Now this one I can take to the other side and go ahead and start splitting this into ingots. And as I showed you, we need to do that anyways. And I have all these ultimately working to be compatible as I'm doing them with any one of these ingot factories. I just have to find the one I put it in. Is that? Yeah, it's copper. Okay. This one's currently working on making me 4-karat gold ingots. This one will pull the dust out, and as it smelts it, it puts it right back in. So that will take care of that. Whoops, go back around. Now, the one thing I want to show you guys, and it's still a little bit of work because I'm cleaning up all the shulkers of coal blocks. I actually had about 24, 25 shulkers worth of coal blocks, and so I'm kind of feeding it back into the system. We have fully automated every type of carbon from coal, every type of carbon block you can make in a game. We have the ability to make carbon. We have the ability to automate compressed carbon. We have the ability to automate carbon chunks, the ability to automate synthetic diamonds, and ultimately the carbonados. So it is running right now. I do have a few of each in here. I also put a whole bunch in the storage over there. And I'm finally just about out of coal blocks. I'm down to literally less than half a shulker's worth. So here's how this works. And when I call them the V48 farms are running, coal sends essence in here. It comes out as coal. And then we put it into the carbon press. It will take 8 coal, turn it into carbon. Half of those carbons go into here. Now I currently, I've turned it off because I wanted it to focus on carbonados. So to turn it off, you simply pull the carbon out of the output node and it can't send it in. So we have coal coming in, carbon coming out. Then we have carbon going into another press, and when there's 4 of those, turns it into compressed carbon. A third of the compressed carbon are going in, no, it's half, half are going in there. I've shut it off because I want it coming into here with flint, making carbon chunks. Or compressed carbon, No, carbon chunks, yeah. So that would normally come out in here. I've also turned this one off. We have the carbon chunks going into 2 spots. One, it's going back into another press to be turned into to synthetic diamond. The other half are coming up into the output, into the smeltery, to make carbonados. So as you can see, I have 58 carbon chunks here. I've only have 6 synthetic diamonds. So I may turn those more towards, I might redo the layout so I can get more carbonados going. The raw carbonado comes back in here, comes out as a finished carbonado, goes into the storage. So you can see I'm getting a lot of carbon chunks, which is great. I have glass and that in there. But here's what's happening. I'm getting a lot of the chunks in here, but I'm not getting a whole lot of synthetic diamonds. So I'm going to pull those out and run them through just to get me some more carbonados and some more synthetic diamonds. So that'll just I didn't need a whole ton of chunks. I'm sitting pretty good on chunks. I've got almost 2 stacks of carbon chunks built up. So what I did is I pulled a lot of that out. I'm down to a chest worth of carbonados, a chest worth of compressed carbon, a couple stacks of carbon chunks. I've got some synthetic diamonds and a stack and a half of carbonados. So as the Wither Skeleton farm is being AFK'd at right now, that will continue to pump coal into the system, and that will run as long as coal is being generated, or until I walk away from there, or if I fire up the V48 farm. So I am getting some bone meal in there, and the quartz side as well as getting some bone meal. So that might get fired up soon. The the cobblestone generator, thank you, is running, and all of these, and I relayed this out, and a lot of people believe, and the person I learned a little bit about Slimefun is that when the gold pans pump out the sifted ore, the flint, the iron nuggets, and the clay, that it needs to go to another chest and then go into the dust washers. I have now proven that is not a needed thing. It is not anything necessary. That actually massively slowed down the production of the farm. Having that extra chest there was a hindrance to my farm. I have roughly 15 electric gold pans running. When all those items went to the farm, to the other chest, and then would come back to the dust washer would never get anything in here. So I had 5 dust washers running 15 electric gold pans, and at a very slow rate. By bypassing that chest and going right to the dust washer, I now need 10 more dust washers to keep up, because it just goes right through it. So this will triple my output. What do you need so much dust for, Boomer? I really don't. I've got 6 of my 9 sorters already turned off. It's already going to the trash can. I'm about to turn off aluminum, and I'm about to turn off copper. I'm running gold only simply to get 12, 16, and 24 karat gold. So it's not something I need to do anytime soon. But what it's allowed to do is triple the speed at which this farm runs. All of this was being slowed up by going to another output chest and then coming back. I have my uranium farm still running from here to here. I now have, why can't I jump? There we go. And I now have 2 chests of cobble running just to keep up with this production. When that's all running vanilla hoppers going down into the farm was not able to keep up. Now, a couple things you don't see. The pipe system for the redstone is actually sitting in this chest, as is my color pipe system. I'm going to be redoing them. I have another chest storage facility that has to be built up there. And then I'm going to actually add them in. More than likely, you look, there's only 8 blocks in between each one. So more than likely, they're not going to go here. I don't like the idea of having them in front of the V48s. I think that looks ugly. I don't like how that feels or looks. And so what you'll see is I just completed my 3rd V48 farm, where this one will be for iron and glowstone. I haven't fired it up yet because I don't have much for bone meal in here yet. I now have roughly 32 Wither Skeleton farms giving me coal and bones. And the bones are splitting between all of this. So you can see it's going to be a very slow production run. Now, I do have the room set up for an 4th V48 farm. And again, it's just the V shape of a V12 engine, but there's 4 sets of chests on each one. That's why I call it a V48. I need to set up the coal and brick farms over here. And you can see I've got the storage facility for that. So I am leaning to bringing the redstone and the color kits over here. The challenge I've got to figure out is I'm going to have a automatic sheep farm, wool collecting farm for all 16 colors. I need to make sure that can be within range of this. So I need to figure that out yet. So I'm probably going to put the redstone farm or the pipe back up behind this as a chest storage system. I'm going to put bricks and clay farms, because they're running off of the trash can right now, which, believe it or not, is actually on the other side. What I probably should have done is put that V48 on the other side. The trash can is getting the clay. What I can do is send the clay to a chest and then use a teleporting hopper to bring that all the way back over here, which is more than likely what I'm going to do. It'd be a lot easier than moving a V48 or the clay. I'd have to move all of this to the other side, which then means I would have to turn the center thing around, which means it's pointless. So we'll bring that over here. And then I'll probably put the redstone and the kit color pipes over there. And then for the most part, this will be done. This will disappear. once that last bit of clay has been processed. So this will come off the floor, but this will stay in with me. And then I'll continue to work on building up the ingots. I'm going to start carrying hardened. If actually I already carry hardened alloy at the shop, I'm going to start adding the reinforced ingots, which is one of the hardest ones to craft. There is still no way to fully automate sulfate production. That is a long, painstaking process of pounding stone into a composter, then taking the composter into the compressor or the grinder, then getting sulfate. And so it takes roughly 4 shulker boxes of stone to get 1 shulker of netherrack, and the 1 shulker of netherrack turns around and gives me 120 sulfate. And it's an entire little manual process. According to the Slimefun thing, it's supposed to work. It doesn't. Of course, a lot of Slimefun things are broken. And unfortunately, it's an open source project. The original developer no longer works directly, or he's given up responsibility to the community. And I give hands off to the community. The problem with the community doing it is you get a lot of different programmers with a ton of different skill levels. And in examining the Slimefun code, unfortunately, a lot of the people who have done it, and this is not to be rude or mean to them, they're not professional programmers. There's a lot of amateurs in it, and a lot of the code is written is unfortunately is not clean code. And some people are going back and they are trying to clean it up, as well as the owner of our server. Unfortunately, he's kind of staying, for the most part, hands off on things unless it drastically affects the server. Fan has done a pretty good job of what he's been able to fix with a lot of the broken plugins that we've got. The Jets Minions one really is another one of those that it's great in theory, it's bad coding. He's been working through and trying to clean that up as well. And so I do want to take you just one other kind of quick update. We are going to head over to the warp. So we've gotten everything out of the middle and reorganized the shop to try to let peeps who come to the shop find something a little bit faster, because right now there's close to 200 shops in here. I still have a long way to go with the base building, and when the base is built, a lot more other shops and farms are going to be put in here. So we've got dust that you can buy individually. You can also buy dust by the shulker box. They are color coded to try to match the color of the dust, and for those of you who like uranium. All of the ingots are now over here as well, except for the reinforced ingot. I do need to add that. I've got a few more things added in here. I'm going to be adding a lot more as I get more time to build. This will all be Slimefun stuff. More than likely, I should be able to fill at least this side of the wall. There is a chance I might be able to fill that side with Slimefun as well. It depends on how much I want to do and what the demand for it is. The color area, people have finally been buying wool and some glass. I do sell it cheaper than Spawn. The Blaze terracotta and regular terracotta, and there will be some more mob drops. We'll be going back there. Currently we have just ink sac set up. The problem is the prices at Spawn on some things don't make sense. I'll give you an example. Spawn sells concrete, not powder, but actual concrete for $7 a piece. It costs more than that to generate sand and gravel from items at Spawn. So I'm not going to be selling concrete. It's a waste of time and money. It doesn't make any sense when you can buy concrete for $7 and it costs you $112 for a wooden stair. Before we launched, I asked the prices to be revisited and changed, and unfortunately they were not. So that's the nature of Spawn. It is what it is. We're going to run with it. We're not going to make any type of concrete. I had already started. I already had a chest full of, a shulker full of each concrete powder ready to go. Then when we figured this out and realized it's a waste of time. So that's going to be for my generation. I've lowered the price of the celestial armor and tools. Same thing with God stuff. Spawn eggs are still back here. There will be some more specifically generated tools, items, and weapons, vanilla, as well as Slimefun stuff going into the shops. And then we've added most of the crops. We have a few more to add yet, simply because I have to build the farms. We have a number of blocks. There'll be more coming in here as more farms get built. And the unlucky blocks, I can't keep these things in stock. It's crazy. We've added the Priz blocks, quartz, bricks. The quartz sells pretty good. Shulker boxes are starting to sell. We lowered the price there. We've lowered the prices on barriers. Anything yet? Nope. 500 I think is a fair bargain, considering there's only one way you can get it. You have to buy the kit in real life, or you have to have a high enough rank to get them. We've sold some sand, some gravel, not much gravel. And eventually all of these shops for the most part will be filled. There's, with the exception of the Slimefun, there's 32 shops on each wall. Overall, there's the ability for me to have over 400 shops in here, and most of them will be fully automated. There'll be some manual work, but it's be able to be produced at a mass level. I do want to head over to Spawn because I have an announcement. If you have not been on the server lately, or if you've been on and you said, why can't we get keys? As we worked really hard to try to tell everybody, the Get Keys plugin was not compatible with 1.14.4. Fan has been working on it and has announced that the keys were supposed to be available back on February 1st. So, meaning, if you've been waiting to use your keys and you haven't been playing because of it one, shame on you. Get your ass back on the server. That's no excuse to not be on the server because you can't get keys. That's one of the lamest excuses I've ever heard. Guess what? No one has had keys, and you can see what a lot of us, and I'm not the only one, there are probably 50 to 60 people who have mass developed bases already. So if your excuse is you can't get access to keys and can't do anything, that's a load of crap. I'm sorry, I'm going to call exactly what it is. That's laziness. I don't need keys to build. I've cleared 6 100 by 100 sections on grid. You can see what I've built, and I haven't had a single key to do that with. And at this point, I'm wondering what the keys are actually going to give me because they're being redesigned and what you're going to get. A lot of the unobtainable items from IA are going to be in the keys that we've been told. We've been told the Ultra and Standard keys are being rewritten to give different things. Now, a lot of that old stuff will probably still be there. But supposedly in 3 days, we're going to have keys back. I'm going to have a key opening episode. I actually have to go to the server's hub just to give you an idea on what type of key opening I'm going to have. Apologize for the lag here to get in here. You ready for this? Ready? Hopefully you guys will be able to see this. And again, I apologize. It's not the server, it's my internet. I have a lot of stuff running right now. And so I'm kind of just running slowly on my PC. I've got 2 instances of Minecraft running, my recording software, and some other stuff. And so my computer is running way behind. And I probably should have closed some of those other things before I started here. I never thought I was actually going to be doing a lot of this today. So forgive me. I'm human. I'm still learning. My apologies for those of you who like to criticize people who biff on recording. Yep, I'm right there. This is a complete boomer moment. I am happy and will take full accountability for it. We'll get to sit and chat for a second, I guess. Do we have any sign up? Oh, you know why? No, we do have it. I have chat opacity off. Okay, 2 boomer moments at the same time. I totally forgot I turned off chat opacity. Here we go. Can you see this? We have 4,680 standard keys, which yield basic common loot in the game. 4,567 ultra keys, which previously have been yielding OP armor, weapons, and tools, but not super OP, but mass enchanted, and some stuff that you would not be able to create in vanilla. And then 225 legendary keys, and this is the insane OP stuff that people want. So we are going to have multiple key opening episodes. Now, I'll probably open 200 keys on camera to show you the kind of loot that you can get out of each. I'll probably do 20 legendary ones, and then we'll probably do some sped up, high speed, fast recording of a lot of these, just to show you, hey, here's what happens when Boomer opened up 100 of these things, or 200 or 500. Here's what I got. Maybe we'll have some things going on to show you. Back at Spawn. And then back to my base. Whoop, that's not what I wanted to do. This was what I was looking to do here. There we go. Let's turn some of this off. So, guys, I'm going to leave you there. More of just this was kind of more of an update episode of what's going on with my base and the server. I haven't done a whole ton of building. I built that bridge out as I showed you in a previous episode. I cleared that 100 by 100. I've got like 3 rows left to the right of the bridge. Next is we're going to start going behind that bridge because I do want to start in an hourglass. I'll be telling you the truth, guys. Sometimes grid clearing can be, well, mind-numbing. And so I'm just kind of looking at this a little bit at a time to see where we're at. But we're going to wrap it up here. We're going to thank you for watching. Hopefully you liked today. If you're new to the channel, I'd encourage you to subscribe and turn on notifications so you know when an episode's coming out. I am going to work on getting episodes out a lot more frequently. But again, when you guys are on grid, you know how it goes. Go boomer or go home, and we'll see you later. Take care.